gotta at least make you feel good that your program is to the point where people are kinda like, why are they scrambling? You know, like, we're used to you guys winning so much, you know what I mean? So that's gotta make you feel good by the same token, you don't like scrambling.
You know, that is definitely true. I think there's a lot of people that, including myself, that don't realize what we've done over the last 12 years has not been done very many places in America. At the mid-major level. And people don't like that term, but at the end of the day, the non-Power 5 schools, there might be another 10 or 12 schools out of the 300 that are there, 290 non-Power 5 schools, there might be 10. At the most 12 that are similar to us. And so everybody has a little bit of a downturn every once in a while. I'm not ready to say it's a downturn because we have the talent, but we're not putting it together in a way that gives us consistency and our best chance to win. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I would love to have all the answers too. At some point you have to put out, when you take the exam, you put those kids out there and they have to pass the exam. We've given them the tools to do that. And you know, we look at ourselves also, like, you know, could I have called, you know, timeout, 2 timeouts in the first half? You know, what could we do differently? You know, do we have to change up our shoot around? Do we need to change up the way we practice? You know, we're searching for the answers too. But yeah, I mean, to be 11-9 and 5-2 with the team that we have, yeah, it's not like Duquesne, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. I'm really sad about it, actually.
Coach, is it difficult? I know you've been playing around with rotations and trying to get a group together to work. Is it frustrating to have to do that?
Yeah. It's constantly on my mind. It never leaves me. You know, I was in Cleveland last night to go recruiting, and the entire drive there and back, I'm just thinking about how can we guard Luma? What's our best combination there? And I think we did a good job of guarding her. She's the kid that really, really scared me. I thought Mahoney played really well today. Maybe her best job as a George Washington Colonial, maybe her best game. But yeah, our lineups. I mean, you know, you can go with an all defensive lineup, and maybe, you know, when we're shooting 7%, maybe we just need to throw the 5 best defenders out there and say, you know what, nobody else, we can't score. Let's just guard people and let them score. And Paul made a good statement, you know, before we started. You know, we held them to 1 bucket in the last 7 minutes of the second quarter. Well, we scored 1 bucket. And you can't go 1 for 7. You can't shoot 17% in a half and expect to win a game. And so, you know, do you put out the 5 kids that can really score and say, hey, we're just not going to guard people and we're going to let it fly? Searching for answers.
Is this the, at this point of the season, searching for answers, it seems like you had found something, you'd had a meeting that you were really, really happy about. What made things turn so quick, and why have things turned this quickly?
Well, it's what I said earlier. It's very simple. When the shots don't go in, you don't have toughness and you don't have energy. And you don't have pride. Because that's what it really is. It's about pride. And so, you know, you've got to find 4 or 5 kids that will go out there and give you that toughness and energy when the ball's not going in the basket, and find a way. You know, we didn't go to the free throw line in the first half. We didn't foul people. We weren't aggressive taking it to the hole, other than Chastity's 1 drive where she got a charge on her. You know, I still stand by the meeting. You know, if we have a meeting like that and we win 5 in a row and do that again, then, you know, all of a sudden we're 10-2. I can live with that. We as coaches can do an awful lot for them. And sometimes players need to do things for themselves in terms of policing effort, policing the locker room, policing the bench, and making sure everybody's all in. I can do that, but our team needs to do that. Our seniors need to do that. Our captains need to do that. And when we do that, we're going to continue to have success. But today we didn't do that. You know, we settled for off-balance jumpers and all the other things that I've mentioned. And so, until we want to be tough, when the chips are down and the ball's not going in the basket, when we want to have great energy when the ball's not going in the basket, we're going to sit down and guard people, and we're going to get to the free throw line on offense, or they're going to have to call 5 offensive fouls and a half on us. And until that happens, it's exactly what I said 6 games ago. It's going to be a dogfight season, and every game's going to be like a dogfight, where we're going to have an outcome like this, and we're going to win our fair share, but we're not going to win them all. We're not going to be the Duquesne that everybody thought we were going to be, and that'll be up to the players. I can't want it more for them. It has to be them.
You've had those times where you sat down with the team and you've had talks with them, let them air it out. Is there any time, as you as a coach, maybe steps back and say, maybe I just need to be silent right now? What do you think?
Oh yeah, talk less, smile more. When I went to see Hamilton at the beginning of the year, that was my kind of message. I'm going to talk less and just smile more. In other words, I'm going to be more positive. And I've really tried to do that and really be positive. I thought we saw a change in Yutza, me not getting on her quite as much and allowing her, I think she's in a better place. You know, they have to figure some things out for themselves. You know, and that's not taking the easy way out, because we're going to go and we're going to watch the film and we're going to see the things that we made mistakes on. You know, should we have stuck with, we put a little dribble drive in to start the second half. You know, should we have stayed with that? Should we have ran gold more, which is more of an isolation for our guards to drive it hard? You know, we didn't move the ball like we had in the past 5 games. Utah held on to it too long. You know, little things like in practice, you know, from a drill perspective, what can we do differently? I'm by no means putting this on the kids. They have their share of it, but we as coaches, you know, we're trying everything we can and thinking about the different ways that we can make things better for us, because every team is different. You know, and this is a very different team than any team that we've had here at Duquesne. We've not lived up to the expectations. That's fact. We're 11-9 now. That's fact. So what are we going to do between now and when we get on the plane to go to Fordham? First off, we're going to take 2 days off and we're going to get our minds right. We're going to get away from one another. We're going to be students and take care of our academic work. And then when we reconvene on Wednesday as a team, you know, hopefully we'll have some more answers there. And then we as coaches will hopefully have some different answers and some different, for lack of better words, routines that we can, sets, drills, where we can hopefully put us on the right path.
Are you happy, I'm just curious, I don't know if it's a good or bad question, are you happy with Utah's team play?
That's a good question. I'm happy where Utah is from a mental standpoint of being positive with herself and with her teammates. I am not happy with Utah's defense. Utah needs to discipline herself more. I shouldn't have to every possession down the floor say sit down in a stance, sit down in a stance, sit down in a stance. But Utah needs to sit down in a stance and guard. And you know, from an offensive standpoint, I think she got fouled a couple times and should have gone to the free throw line. I thought she was aggressive doing that. You know, Utah's not had the year that she wants or that we want. Has she played team basketball? I don't think she's been bad. She holds on to the ball long. I don't think that's being selfish. I think that's just part of what her game is, but she's got to move it, and she held on to it a little bit too long today. Thank you for supporting women's basketball.